Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. It is the middle of August, so now I want to walk here again and see what has changed. And number one is the poison oak is almost leafless now. Next I want to know how the the Eurybia radulina is doing. Is it still flowering? Is it producing seed? Here are the ones that do not flower. There might be some flowers remaining. It is starting to die back. Roughly faster. But, somewhere over there is where I saw the flower. There's definitely more poison oak going into dormancy than last time I was here. On the last day of July. Oh, that's a very robust Plantago lanceolata. And the seeds are ready. But what do they? Okay, so the black seeds. The seeds are black. Okay, so somewhere here. It was more by the corner. There's this soaproot. I'm gonna spread the seeds. Yeah, you gotta have it in your garden. It's so beautiful. And they just send up this big green stalk and flower in early summer, even though the leaves at the base are dead. What's this? Is this the roughly faster? It is probably a different one. I don't know. I doubt. Oh, it's in the mint family. Oh, wow. Oh God, the smell was so strong. This looks like blue dicks. I'm gonna collect some seed from that. But spread some around, keep the genetic variation going. But keep like a third or half of the seeds you collect. And then keep the rest. But yeah. Okay. It is still flowering. But it's almost done. So I will be collecting seeds from this next month, if not in October. But I think next month, in mid-September, the seeds will be ready. And here's a new, this fern is alive. However, it is going dormant, and the spores are coming off on my fingers. This is the family of Pteridaceae. But the P is kind of silent, so you just say Pteridaceae. I don't know. And start growing the Pteridaceae members. A lot of them, if not most, they go dormant during dry periods, and they close up. And at this time is a good time to collect spores because they just come off right on your fingers. So they're the rock ferns, and when it rains, they act like moss. They get all soft and tender. They open up and they are bright green. They grow new fronds, and when it dries out, they curl up and go dormant. I don't know if they can completely dry out. Or if they have some kind of root or storage system underground that, keeps the energy down underground. I don't know. But they're really cool. They have nice, cute leaves. There is a limus. I don't know. There is a native Limus, but mostly the Limus is not a big genus in California. Grasses, so I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's not the native one. It's looking a lot drier now. Here's the Rumex conglomeratus, and it is not native. I do have a guilty pleasure for it because it looks interesting when it is dead. They look like, I mean, some of them, like Rumex obtusifolius, they look like the seed, the flat dead flower heads on sumacs. But the horrible Rubus arminiacus is still growing and spreading its seeds and just taking everywhere. So this is going to be an exciting place to explore for the next year. The Buckeyes are essentially completely dormant up here. It's been like 20 days since I last been down here. What is this? Is it that same plant in the mint family I saw a little bit up? I'm not familiar with it. Oh, it smells. I don't think it smells the same, but no, maybe it does. It smells very strong, and it's everywhere. It has grayish leaves. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna take a picture of it. And I should take a few. What does it look like when it's flowering? The Symphor carpos rotundifolia. I don't know if they're ripe yet, but the berries always have like this tender texture and they're kind of squishy. But yeah, the Symphor carpos rotundifolia is, I mean, it goes drought deciduous a little bit, but if you water it, it stays green. So it's probably a lot greener down there. Yeah, this is a really cool plant. And I mean, you don't have to, but I personally I'd save a section of my yard for this native burr, which is in the same family as the hedge parsley. It's just, they don't, I mean, they do stick, but I don't think they stick as much. Well, maybe they do. Yeah. But the thing is, it's not invasive, it's native, so they're not gonna overtake your yard. And I mean, they get nice fall colors when they die back. Let's see. This is completely dried up, and I think it's an annual, because yeah, it's an annual. The entire plant is dead, and that is why I was able to pull it up. If it was perennial, I would not be able to pull it up. So they're annuals. They completely die back. But yeah, it is a nice plant. If you water them, they will stay greener. And you don't need to keep them in places where, you walk a lot, and therefore, they can go about their life and not interfere with your clothing. But this is an Artemisia douglasii, I think. No, it's Artemisia californica. I figured out what it is. It is native. And it is really nice herbaceous perennial. And it's quite cornuted. It doesn't die back too early, like a lot of things, like the native burrs, or yeah, the carrot family. But it stays green and it flowers. And are the seeds ready? I don't think they're ready yet. I don't know. This is the only flower in this. Oh, well, there are more flowers. I don't know. But yeah, they don't feel ripe. They're kind of tender still. I really like the Lonicera hispidula in late summer, and it just turns really dark purple. All of the purple you see here is the honeysuckle. And there's something here. What is it? Also the grass. What grass is this? Whatever this grass is, I've never been able to get any kind of grass turning purple. Maybe because, you know, I don't know, but the grass is turning purple as well. It really makes this place look awesome in late summer, early fall. I saw a plant. It looks like sticky weed. In the citrus family, Rutaceae, there is poison oak on the ground, so I can't go over there. Yeah, so the Fragaria chiloensis made its way from the Andes to, up through New Mexico and here. Probably by birds, and now, it now is totally natural. It wasn't brought here by humans. I'm gonna collect some seed from this. This one has more seeds. I think it's some kind of native amarylid, in the Amaryllidaceae. And these they sprout one long leaf and a flower stalk, and that's it. And the flowers are really bright purple. I'm gonna collect a few more seeds from this, and I'm gonna plant them in my yard. Now we're entering the riparian zone. There's this grass. I hope it's not Bermuda grass. It does kind of look like Bermuda grass, but it doesn't have the same anthocyanin pigments that make it turn purple. And now it is a lot more green. So there was an ash here somewhere that is starting to get fall colors, I think. Well, if anything's getting fall colors now, it's because of dry weather, which is fine. Because the tree roots, they obviously spread way in there. Is it time to collect seeds or spores of this? I don't think it is time yet. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I would love some spores collecting time. I'll try it next month. I think it's called Diopterus. I'm not sure. Diopteridaceae. So it is related. Oh, I did get some spores. But I'll have to come here with, a paper towel. And collect them that way. But I think that's Diopteridaceae. I'm not sure. Dryopteridaceae? I don't know. But it is native deciduous fern. And these fronds get huge. So I don't know when they go deciduous, but yeah, they don't have very leathery leaves like the sword ferns do. So I'm gonna expect it next month, around September 15th when I go here. It may not be on a school day, or it may be on a school day, but I'll have to try to make it close enough to the middle of the month that it looks like the month that I'm in the most. It's also interesting that the Toxicodendron diversilobum, the ends of the shoots don't have any leaves. They do sprout leaves at the end of the shoots the next year, but it's strange. I don't know why they do that, but it's strange. It's another thing I am interested in poison oak. But now there's a whole bunch of native Rubus occidentalis, and it's the black raspberry. It's a native, and they don't produce fruit as often as the invasive shit, which is unfortunate because I want to find seeds and get more of this. However, I have some in a pot of mine that I can show you whenever I give updates next. But yeah, and I don't remember collecting seeds from Rubus occidentalis, but however I got those seeds in there, it's really nice. And I obviously did collect seeds from them because that's the only pot that they are in. Black raspberry, for any of you who refuse, or just, I don't know, don't like scientific names. Okay. Oh, the seeds. Okay, this is ripe. But it's a wet fruit. But I still will put it in my pocket. Hopefully, when I run back home, I won't get juice all over my pocket, but whatever, it's fine. If it's from plants, it's fine. But okay, here's one on that's already fell. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better. So, this is an Asparagiaceae. And it has a 3 carpelled fruit. The carpels mean they have 3, like, rooms where, 3 sections in the fruit. And, oh, the seeds are sticking to my hand. Okay, so, yeah, the 3 carpels, a 3 carpelled ovary is like an ovary of a plant where it has 3 sides, and in each third there is seeds. And here is a really nice area. That huge willow. Yeah, and that willow will have the same color as the buckeyes probably in mid-December. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the fungus. This is, yeah, so I don't know, do they just emit spores? Or is something, I don't know. I think they just emit the spores. Like, I don't know. Because they're obviously, it's not spreading in any one direction. It's just, in general, I think they're just emitting the spores. Lots of raspberry. Now in winter, they're semi-evergreen, but they only lose the leaves like further. Well, no, actually this one, the black raspberry turns yellow, the leaves. I've seen it in Yosemite, going dormant. And yeah, they turn yellow. But the Rubus armeniacus turns a lot more different colors, but it is invasive. Now, this native raspberry does not have spines or thorns. It has bristles. They're softer. They're still sharp, but they're softer. And they're not really stiff. But here is the ancient sycamore. The native ancient sycamores, the ashes, the bay laurels. This is where the biggest trees are. And the ribes. I'm not familiar with Grossulariaceae, but I am, but sort of. But I don't know a lot of the genuses. There are a lot of species of ribes in California, and I don't know all of them. But ribes includes gooseberry and currants. Yeah, wow. This is a really nice example of a broom style branch structure and canopy. It just sweeps up like that. So this is how I'm gonna style my ash bonsai. I also, when I gain another native plant, I'm gonna get rid of another non-native plant. But I am not trying to attain every native plant in my bonsai collection that grows in a tree-like style, naturally. I just want more native trees or shrubs in my bonsai. So the ashes, I guess this is a good time to collect ash seeds because they are everywhere. Here, all of these are ash seeds. They're in, even though they're in Lamiales, the order of mints, which is why they have opposite leaves, they form seeds that look kind of like maple keys. They are also samaras, which is a name for a winged seed. But they're everywhere. And I am not entirely sure if the sycamores I have are the native ones. So I will have to collect a native sycamore seed, or maybe a cutting or a seedling, I don't know. Just in case. I thought that was the poplar over there. I thought that was blowing in the wind and making all the noise. I mean, it's contributing to it, but I mean, we'll see at the bridge what is creating the noise. Here. With this, there was a massive Quercus lobata that fell. The big leaf maple does not look very healthy. Its growth is very small. And it looks like it's only growing a centimeter. But I mean, where it's regenerating, it's forming a lot bigger shoots. How is the Madia sativa going? Can I collect seed? Yes, so I will. It's ready. This was the flower that I showed you in the last video I went here. So I'll probably plant these in the dry lot. I'll also probably save them, to plant in containers to see how much better the fertilizer does for them, and how much taller they get. But I do love these because they smell nice, they grow tall, and yeah. I will collect some raspberry seeds because these are ripe. They're not very dry fruits, but you could wait until later, or you can, be brave and I don't know, touch. It's fine. Touch. You could squish berries. You can squish the snowberries. It's fine, but just get curious. Like this you gotta explore the morphology of it. It's a fleshy white fruit, and there's the seed. I don't really like doing it myself, but I do it for the education for myself and the others. It would be crazy if you can eat ash and it would taste like mint, but it doesn't. It's too distant. It's too distantly, but related to mint, to have the same terpenes as the actual mint. But here are the buckeyes that are forming. And this buckeye still has leaves. These are all the flowers that weren't pollinated. However, maybe in spring next year, I can come here with a paintbrush and pollinate all the native flowers and make sure that they all form seeds so that they can spread them and I can help them do that. How's the pears doing? The pears... Where are the pears? Pyrus is not a native genus, but, this. There are pears. It does not seem to be invasive, so I do not think it is the Bradford pear. But, we'll see. So, now, the majority of what I'm hearing, the rushing noises or the rustling noises, it's the poplar canopy that's making all the noise. But I'll be able to see if the water is actually moving faster. Now, maybe someday I should go that way, but, there is more this way. I've walked a quarter, or I don't know. I don't know where that trail goes, but the whole way up there, I've only seen it just goes straight along the creek, and it doesn't really go through a variety of ecosystems and biomes. But this is the most diverse trail, so this is the one I go to. I thought earlier when I was looking at the water, I thought I saw there's the legumes are flowering. This is Is it Lathrina? I don't think it's Lathrina. I think Lathrina is something a little bit different. Fabaceae. This is Physocarpus. Oh wait, no. This, yeah, the 9-bark. Physocarpus. In the rose family, Rosaceae. Okay, so I think something has happened. And there's a flood happening right now. It does not, it looks like the water is either rising or at a resting point right now. Because there are no bent over plants at the edge of the water. But I'll come back. I don't know where a flood is happening or why it's happening, but but I mean, there's a flood happening, and it is probably there's a deluge or maybe a pipe. I have no idea. But I don't know. The trees are getting watered. I mean, if this is not polluted water that's coming in here, it was coming out of a side area. It was coming out of a side area. I cannot go off the trail and explore what is causing it. But this, I saw, I don't know, there could be a tributary. No, well, I don't know what that word means, but that word, but it could have just been hitting like a turbulent area or something. But here is the sedge area. This is where all the carex is. Carex is the genus of sedge. Where are the seeds? This is native. Huh. And I want some. It does not die back in fall. Maybe I don't want the seeds. Maybe I do. But I don't see any seeds over there. There's the seeds of the better plants that I like coming up. It would be cool to find a poplar seedling here. Because there's a cottonwood right over there. But I've never seen a poplar seedling of any kind in my entire life. So here is the raspberry area. But along the trail, there is Helenium puberullum in the aster family, Asteraceae. So I can spread these seeds there. It's still blooming. The disc florets have turned into what looks more like ball florets, but there is no such thing as ball florets. I don't know. I guess it's just a joke. But I love collecting the seeds. And just spreading them. They love wet feet, because there's moisture in the soil. There's quite a bit of moisture in the soil. And that's why you're also getting Lonicera involucrata, the twinberry honeysuckle. I have this. I have one of these. It almost died when I was away in Colorado. But, here and all near the riparian areas, there are honeysuckles that I can take cuttings of if all of mine died. Lots of Rubus occidentalis. Now, it does form thickets, but that's fine. It's natural. It naturally does this. But it is not invasive like the blackberry. And this stays confined to near the rivers. And there are still native plants that like to grow in around here. And now just spread the seeds. Helenium puberullum. It has a winged stem. I'm smelling something minty. Because there's lemon balm. This is lemon balm. It is not native. Wait, no. There's something else. What is this? This is a different member of the mint family. It has purple flowers. And I don't know. I've never. Oh wait, hold on. Is it? Oh, those are seeds. They're ripe. But the stem that they're on is still green. I will collect seed and I will take a picture of the plant, and I will figure out if it is native or not and what it is. Here's the carduus. This is an invasive thistle, but the thistles, flowers, they smell so good. It still doesn't mean you should appreciate invasive thistles when they're outside of their native habitat. You got to plant this. You got to plant the Helenium puberurum seeds in your garden where it is moist and partially sunny. And you gotta, or you can grow it in a container and make it like grow really large by fertilizing it. It probably gets a bit bigger than this, but they can grow up to like a meter tall. These are almost a meter tall, but I've seen larger ones. But there has to be more. And I don't often see this plant, so I'm just helping it distribute and get more successful. And if I plant them in an area that's a bit too dry, they will be less successful, but the ones that end up being in a better area, they will be more successful. I could obviously just do it on its own, but the seeds, they don't have like a fluffy thing on them, so while they do a bit drift in the wind, they don't really go really far. Now they probably also depend on animals brushing up against the aster, and then, you know, the seeds, it just kind of, the flower head falls apart, and some of the seeds get stuck to the fur, and then it just drops. And now we're reaching the drier area. Now, the last time I was here, I was doing like a full-on botany session, because I had never been here like in a long time, just by myself. There's more sedge. This is not a true grass. This is in the grass order Poales, but it is not a true grass. Everyone, whenever, so many people, whenever they see something that looks grassy, something with long, slender leaves, very long, slender, very slender leaves, like that, that's also a sedge. It's different, a different kind. They call it a grass, but that is not what it is. But before it flowers, some people call it a grass too. And when it does, their minds are blown. And they still don't know what it is. And they know even less what it looks like. Because it has the leaves of a grass and the flowers of a massive dandelion. But now, I am in the arid area. The basal rosettes of the plantains and any other plant that has deeper roots in the grass, they are still green. If the grass was cut in like late May, early June, yes, it would be green. It would be shorter. But here, this is Centaria. So I think it's called Centaria, but I do not know the species name of the star thistle, but the seeds, I don't want to collect this. This is such a bad invasive, and you don't want this getting in your soil, because, you get spines in your soils. This is one of the most painful, noxious weeds in California botanical history. And it is a horrible, ouch. There's some behind me. But it's in the genus Centaria. It's in the thistle tribe of Asteraceae, Carduea. And so yeah, I will do a close-up picture for my catalog of plant close-ups. And okay, so there, I need to get the flower morphology. I need to get the phyllaries, which is the green swollen part at the base of the flower. I need to get the spines. Ouch. I need, okay. And I need, yeah, there. So you can see the individual flowers. You can see the ray florets, which are branched into threes around the outside. And then in the inside here, you can see the individual flowers. It's a flower head. It's not an individual flower. You'd think that, you know, this is an inflorescence, but that's not true. This single thing here is an inflorescence of its own. Now I think I can take a picture of it now. All right. Morphology of invasive asters. This is the thing that's prickling me. It's prickly. This is not in the Nephalioid tribe of Asteraceae, which is Nephaliae with a G. Gnaphaliae. The G is silent, obviously. Now, I gotta get it. It would help if I could turn off that flower icon to get really close up in here. But you know, I'm gonna rotate these photos so that they are upright instead of sideways. Okay. Oh, it smells great, but I don't think it's native. I'm having so much fun here. Oh, you know, I'm getting stabbed by a whole bunch of plants, but 'tis for the education, and it hurts still. Maybe there's some of the needles broke off, or maybe they have some like stiff hairs. You know, like, oh yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I still feel some sensation on my. Oh yeah, I think they had hairs that broke off into my skin. Have you ever touched those orange kind of palm like puffs of like tiny hairs on the pores of like pear cacti, opuntia? Those are glaucids or glaucids. I don't know. I call them glaucids. But it feels. I don't know. I've never had a tarantula kick hairs at me, but it's probably most of the tropical ones that do that. Anyway, it is. That's what I'm guessing. It feels like. It feels. They're like splinters, and they make you a bit itchy. But when you itch them, it makes it hurt so much. It's horrible. I was collecting a Corylus, whatever the species name is, a native hazel shrub, and it had a seed on it that was ripe. Now I did successfully collect the seed, but with the pain I went through collecting that, I got the glaucids in my skin on all of my fingers, so you can see the silhouette of my hand. It was like fluffy. It was like it had hairs all over it, and they were in my skin. I was spending the next 3 hours picking them out. There's the invasive mustard. This is something. Oh, that's a ladybug. I'll leave it on my skin. At least it's not a tick. Now, I also want to show you another Centaurea member. Oh, did I just crush it? Oh, I didn't. It's fine. Okay. Oh, it has a shell. It's fine. This is a bit more prickly. Ouch. Fuck. There. It's a Centaurea. This is okay, sorry about turning your head sideways, but I don't know. This is also, it's in the Carduea tribe of Asteraceae, and that's the thistle tribe. That's where you get your artichokes, which is Carduus cardunculus, I think. And there, it's Centaria morphology. You get just a ball of ray florets. Well, a half sphere. There's the phylaries. They do not open up into flowers themselves, which is kind of like the morphology of teasels and plants like teasels in the honeysuckle family, such as pincushion flowers as well, where the bracts have flower buds in them that open up. But all asters just form at the tip, and they form their morphology there. This is Centaria. This is native to the Mediterranean, and ouch, fuck. This can get really large. Now I don't know what. Okay, so the cardu is cardunculus. I don't know. It is related, obviously. It's the carduea, but this is horrible weed, and they have kind of a winged stem too. Not as much as the Helenium, but the stem has winged parts of it. The leaves kind of continue down the stem. Here's a great example. There. Oh God. So, and I accidentally pressed the screen, so now the focus is fucked up. And it only focuses back when I stop filming. But I'm almost done with the video. Oh, what is this? This is also another prickly plant. Or maybe it's just sticky. It has just barbed spines. It is kind of prickly. This is something that you get the leaves would just tear off, and then they get stuck on your pants. Here. So there's the phylaries. Oh wait, no. What are those? What are these things? Is there a secondary phylaries? So, or are those the green things? The red? No. No. The ray florets are the what's surrounding the middle. But then it almost looks like there's like two sets of phylaries. There's ones like right here. Those are, I don't know. Maybe those are just bracts that subtend the phylaries. There is this, yeah. The phylaries is is these little green things right by my fingernail, just under the ray florets. Interesting. And then they form seeds. This thing is invasive. Ouch! What is this? What is this? Oh, I thought I got something prickly in my sock. Oh, what's this? This is another member of Nephalia. Oh, there's a guy. No. Show me. There. What are you? Okay, so here's the seeds. There's the seeds of the invasive Italian thistle stuck to it. But this is Helichrysum luteal album. I don't know what the luteal part of the species name is, but the album definitely describes just the white appearance of it. This is an aster in the Nephalioid tribe of Asteraceae that has definitely mastered the sunscreen mechanism. Now there is a whole bunch of spiders on this. Yes, and they're both the same kind of spider. Maybe they're siblings. Maybe they're married. Yeah, but it's not a very florally attractive plant, but I think it looks really cool. Like it would grow really high up in a mountain where there's less protection from the sun atmospherically. So that's why it has such a dense coating of hairs. I really like this. There's the woolly hedge nettle that does this too. But, I mean, even more than that. And woolly hedge nettles in Lamiaceae. There is no green visible on a woolly hedge nettle. It's so white. So it must have to grow in an area that is just so entirely exposed. You cannot plant woolly hedge nettle in the shade, otherwise it will die. It will be weak, and it will not be happy, but they can still have wet feet if they're not like dry adapted, but they are definitely, if they're not adapted to dry weather, they're adapted to full sun and high UV, ultraviolet exposure. Now, there is another, and I think this is in the chamomile tribe. I don't know what the difference between a subfamily or a tribe is, but you know, I'm doing my best. It looks kind of like chamomile. The leaves are very heavily dissected, and you know, but chamomile, the weed that grows in the lawns, called chamomile, it has no ray florets. It's just a ball. But these, they kind of resemble it. I know that, like, there are multiple members of this tribe called chamomile, but I don't know. I'm going to try to get a nice close-up of this. What are the filaries looking like? Come on. Okay, it wants to bend the other way. Okay, the filaries. Yes, it's working. Okay, so here. Okay, so in case I didn't show you the filaries, there's the filaries. They cup the flower head. It has the white florets. White ray florets and then disc florets. Okay, so. Okay, oh god. Right there. Okay, that's too close. Hold on. Well, okay, where am I? Okay, there. You see those curly things? Those are the female parts. And the little bumps on them are the pollen grains. This little straight orange thing here is a male part. They are in the middle. Wait, hold on. Oh god. This is... Okay. So you see the 5 little petalets. 5 little petal-like structures. Those are the disc florets. Now, florets are, you know, different from individual flowers. Hold on, oh god. That took so long for me to focus. It just doesn't do it in one tap. But anyway, I think the filaries, I mean the disc florets have been separated into a different term for like flowers because they're so fucking tiny. Yeah, but that's nice. This is cool. Now, this is probably not, I don't know if it's native. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. Look at that one. It's an invasive, the aster. I don't know what it is. But it's the same thing that's all over this trail. Now, they're growing here because, they especially on the trail, because they love the disturbed soils from when this trail was made. Yes, it does last many decades, the disturbance. It lingers. And you get a whole lot of invasive shit growing on the side of the road, which is honestly the safest place for, you know, invasive shit to grow. And I don't know if the genus called Lotus of Fabaceae, but there's more this way. I'll show you those instead. There's a Epilobium brachycarpum again. Let's see if I can get this close up. Okay, so let's see. I can't. All right, now. This is Epilobium brachycarpum. And I don't know how easy this is gonna be. Okay. It has 4 petals. It's a bit hard to tell because this is not a fully opened flower. But it grows up to 2 meters tall. I showed you a few videos ago. Actually, it was the last video I posted. This is an Onograceae of the evening primroses. And yeah, this flower, as it forms, it is already perched upon a, it's so that the flower stem is down there, that darker green one. This is the ovary. It already forms the ovary, like at the base of the flower, before it has, the flower is matured, and and then when the flower falls off and it gets old and dies, the ovary is left behind, and then it splits into 4 sections that they peel open like that and release fluffy seeds. But this is a nice plant. Wait, no. Oh, this is not. I don't think this is Epilobium brachycarpum because it has a different texture to the leaves. They have little. Yeah, it's a bit different, but it is native. Yeah, I don't know. But it is definitely. It definitely has less broad leaves. This is doing the same thing as Epilobium brachycarpum. It has reduced surface area, and it can drop its leaves and just stem photosynthesize, this one, and it has a thicker stem as well. And that is why it is able to bloom this far into the year. Now, the hiker I just met said there was a snake. It was on that side. Said it was going into a hole. Okay, so there's a monoculture of Bermuda grass here. And I'm guessing it is a deep-rooted rhizomatous perennial, this green blob here. Deep-rooted is staying green all this time. So yeah, this Bermuda grass. Now the structure. I showed you this a few days ago in the last video, but the leaves are really close together. A plant that does the same thing as this, but in a much larger scale, is Arundo donax, which is giant reed. And that one grows up to 3 meters. I don't know, maybe 4 meters. I would doubt 4 meters. That's really tall. But 3 meters, mostly. It really depends on, the climate it's growing in. It's a generally tropical, large grass. And it was spread around because of its tropical appearance. There's Tragopogon dubious. Oh my god, I don't know. Oh yeah. Yes. I'm not sure. It has parallel veination. I'm not sure if any asters have parallel veination. But it does look like Tragopogon of some kind. But yeah. But the giant reed also has that really, distinct alternating leaf structure. This is a great time to see. Oh yeah. Oh wow. There are actually quite a lot of flowers are out right now. There is a morning glory. Convolvulaceae. They have spear-shaped leaves. No, actually they have what are these called? Oh, the shovels. What kind of shovels? Oh, I forgot the name of the kind of shovels, but there is a shovel that looks like this. They kind of angle inward, but they're like a spearish kind of thing. Convolvulaceae. This. It says Ipomea. There are the stamens. It has, okay, so the stigma, the female part of the flower. But also this, the stigma is what's right at the tip with the two parts. The style is the stem, the long part of the female part. The ovary is down here. Now, are there seeds? I don't see any seeds, but I think the seeds, they form this 4-part fruit, or a seed case. But, you know, it has 5 fused petals. And they're fused, but they open up in a spiral. They just have like folded geometry. So, yeah, they fold very easily. And yeah. So it's kind of more like a cup. Now, I don't know if you put water in here, if it will trap the water so you can drink out of a morning glory flower, but that would be cool. But anyway, Convolvulaceae. This is a crawling perennial. Wait, no, do not assume. It could be an annual. These are growing out of a crack. They're all growing out of a crack. But, you know, whatever it is, they have a very deep root. It probably goes over a foot into the ground. You know, at this point, it's because they're growing in a crack, I guess they go half a meter, maybe, at least. I have no idea. But there's morning glory flowers everywhere. Like, especially on this side, they're hidden within the grass. This is Tragopogon dubius. This is the flower head bud, and it looks like, I can't tell if it already flowered or not, but this is the flower, you know, before or after it opened. Now, I think this bleeds latex. Oh yeah. And it bleeds latex a lot. So, okay, so it is it's in a lactusoid. I don't know if lactusa is the basal genus of that whatever tribe or subfamily that this is in, or the milky asters, but it exudes latex. Now there are Tragopogon dubius has been cultivated to form 2 colors, as far as I know, purple and yellow. It is originally yellow. There is the teasel area. It's all a member of the honeysuckle family. Now, the basal rosettes are starting to die back, and they'll come back in spring and continue taking over and invading already invaded land. Oh, but there's Mattia sativa. There's a whole bunch right here. Look, all of that. Oh, there's huge ones. Oh, these are quite large. Yeah, this is definitely Mattia sativa. Oh yeah, the seeds sound nice. Okay, so in 30 seconds I'll be done with this. This is a genus lotus of Fabaceae. Yeah, they are trifoliate. I think they're annuals, but they spread along the ground. And yeah, they have little orange, brown, stripes. And in here is a member of Brassicaceae, I think. And no, maybe it's Lamiaceae. Okay, so yeah, but it looks like it has bilaterally symmetrical flowers. I'm not sure what the definition of that is, but I gotta leave. I'll come back next month and show you these. Those will probably still be blooming. So that is all for today. Thanks for joining me here. Oh God. Among the watch poplars.